In this video, I'm going to give you my final review of the Blackburn Outpost handlebar harness. Is it a buy or a bust? Find out after the bumper. Welcome back, Pathless Peddlers, and if you're new to the channel, if you're looking for inspiration and information about traveling with your bike, then definitely subscribe. This channel is for you. So jumping right in, over the last few weeks I've had a chance to ride with and mess around with the Blackburn handlebar harness. For those of you that aren't familiar with the system, it's a handlebar harness that attaches to your bike via plastic mounts, and it comes with an included dry bag, perfect for stuffing things like your sleeping bag, your tent, or your sleeping pad. Another added benefit of a harness system is you can put whatever you want that fits in there. Most recently we did a bike fishing trip and I actually used it to carry waders, wading sandals, and a fly rod. So pretty versatile, gives you a little bit more options in terms of carrying stuff rather than just using a dry bag style handlebar roll. So to be perfectly honest, when I first saw the system, I was actually a little bit skeptical. You know, one of the big tenets of this rackless bikepacking movement is that all the attachments are soft. There's no hard mounts to break, no racks to break or rattle off, and this seemed kind of counterintuitive. But I do have to say, after using it on the Ramble ride, which was a 150-mile multi-day mixed terrain event, and on a recent bike fishing trip, I've actually really come to appreciate and, dare I say, like the system. So looking at the mounting block itself, it connects your handlebars and it includes a anti-rotational wire. This wraps beneath your stem and prevents the whole contraption from sliding forward when you're on rough terrain. Then there's a harness itself, which can be removed, flipping this little white switch to a locked and unlocked position. And there's an additional anti-rotational red strap that once again just further acts to kind of secure the load nice and tight and prevent it from rotating by using the stem as another point of resistance. So I'll tell you what I liked and what I didn't like about this whole system. First off, the one thing I actually really liked was that by having the rigid plastic mount, it actually acted as a standoff for the bag. This was great on a drop bar bike like the Salsa Warbird because it gave usable space on the tops. You didn't have to tuck your fingers in beneath a handlebar roll. And it worked even better on a mountain bike because it pushed the load just far enough in front of all the cabling so that you didn't have to kind of weave the handlebar roll through the cables. It really made it a little bit more intuitive to use the system rather than trying to figure out if you had the right length cables to even run a handlebar bag. Another thing that I actually liked that at first I thought was really gimmicky was the whole quick release harness thing. My initial impression was that, well, why wouldn't you just undo everything and remove it from the bike? But what I found on a recent bike fishing trip was that it was actually easier to remove the harness with all my waders and fishing equipment, walk down to the river with it and unpack there. Likewise, it was also convenient to lay down the harness system on the ground, wrap everything up, and then connect it to the bike. So that's definitely an instance where, looking at the initial design, I didn't think I'd like it, but actually using it in the real world, I found it actually kind of useful. So what didn't I like? I know I just said I love the hard plastic mounts and the quick release and everything, but that's actually also a negative. Again, it comes back to, is that stuff really going to last on super bumpy terrain on extended trips? I haven't had a chance to use it long term on really rugged terrain, so for me personally, the jury's still out. In general, just knowing how things will break over a long tour, I would be a little bit wary about going with this particular system. I think it would be cool if they came out with a non-quick release version, or a version that used metal mounts instead of plastic mounts for kind of really extended rough tours. But for tours like that, that's where the products from Revelate Designs really shine because they're made for that specific purpose. But that said, I do feel like that this system has its place. If you're just a casual bike packer, bike tourist, think you're only going to use it on overnight trips or long weekends, or if you have limited funds and are just dabbling with bike packing and bike touring and don't want to make a huge financial commitment, then I definitely think the Blackburn Outpost handlebar system could be for you. I've been personally surprised by it. I didn't think I'd like it or use it as much as I have. Probably wouldn't be my first choice if I was going super remote. But if I was just going to use it on a couple overnighters or a couple weekend trips, then definitely without hesitation, I'd consider it. And it also comes in camo, so there's that. That's a big plus. So in summary, if you're going on a long-term, super remote, super rugged expedition, then this might not be the system for you. But if you're kind of just dabbling in the sport, or just gonna use it for short local trips, overnighters, then definitely consider it. I think it's a lot of utility for what you pay for. So that's it for this review. If you guys have any specific questions, leave those in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe because this is what we're gonna be looking at next. And if you like original biking content like this, consider being a microfunder. For as little as $3 a month, you can keep this channel going. I want to thank all the people that have taken that step to give us the means and motivation to keep making original biking content. So thank you very much, William, Rick, Isaac, Douglas, Scott, Matthias, Catherine, Tom, Bradford, Thomas, Michael, Doris, Yunt, Diana, Dennis, Craig, Sean, and Jolene. It means a ton that you guys are willing to put some resources to making our channel awesome. So consider being a microfunder. All the information is below, and that's it. Thanks for watching.